Hi everyone, this is Matt from drawingtutorialsonline.com. We have a brand new tutorial at our site and it's how to draw an older man with a beard. Here's a picture of the finished piece. Now, how did I get there? Basically, I just used this technique called spiraling out. If I can actually get situated in a chair there. So normally what I'll teach is all different techniques like the angles and how to draw the shape of the hair, shape of the face, two ovals for the head. But sometimes you want to use this technique. It's called, I call it at least, spiraling out from the center. It's very early. I'm tripping over my words here. So I like to start at the eye, and I just like to get a couple of angles on the inside of the face. Now, this was a 6-hour drawing, and I've sped this video up for you guys by like 400%. I normally never do that, but I wanted to show you where I get started. So first, I just draw a couple of angles for the eyelash and the eyelid. I look at thicknesses, then I start to divide and conquer. So I'm dividing up that eyelid, I'm getting the underplane and the top plane of it. It's very tedious at this point. I'm drawing extremely slow. Not so much with the shape. Now I like to think about the white of the eye versus the iris, and I like to think about the white of the eye as negative space. So I'm just measuring the white of the eye, which side is wider, which side is thinner, and then try to get that eye in. At drawingtutorialsonline.com, a lot of members struggle with having a habit with drawing eyes. Some people draw eyes too big, some people draw eyes too small. So that technique of looking at the white of the eye as simplistic negative space will definitely really help you. So once you've gotten in a couple of those angles, then what you can do is lean back and perhaps now start to put in just a little bit of tone. I'm looking at the pupil in the center of the eye, try to get that placement right. Now, what I did with this older man was I used two different photographs. I've used this photograph for his face, and I used another photograph for a different beard, and I combined the two. So the main crux of the tutorial was texture, how to draw a beard, how to draw skin wrinkles, and a lot of people have been asking me how to do this, so I figured I would just share the first chapter with you. Once again, it's really sped up. So we are now starting to put down a little bit of tone, and you want to get tone in very quickly early on in your piece. So I would say we're probably like less than 10 minutes into the piece, and I've already got tone in. And the reason why you want to put the tone in is because some of you guys are just going to be able to see proportions better with shapes versus with line alone. So I'm really nitpicking here. And the other thing with this spiraling out technique is that I like to have, quote unquote, a home base in my drawing. So home base is going to be this gentleman's eye. Now, as we spiral out from the eye, we have a little bit of confidence there. Now we start to draw some of these wrinkle shapes, right? And we start to draw some of those wrinkles as a big shape of tone, at least on the inside of the eye. So first you've got to get the big shapes, and then you can go in and you can start to nitpick all of the little wrinkles, which are in essence nothing but cylinders on the surface of the skin. So I'm trying right now to draw the shape of that eyebrow, the distance from the bottom of the eyebrow to the top of the eyelid. I'm drawing the shadow shape right above his eye into his eyebrow. I'm thinking of his eyebrow as a shape as well. You don't want to get caught up too early with all those strands of hair on his eyebrow. So mass in the tone. Mass in the tone. Get some more shape as you build your confidence with this one home base section of your drawing. And we're just now starting to add our third value. So we have a light, we have a middle tone shadow, and we've also established the dark of the pupil and the dark above the highlight. So we're kind of hitting on all cylinders, but we're kind of doing it in like a little microcosm of the drawing instead of just starting with the edge of the head all the time. So mass in the darks first for that eyebrow before you start to get into all the light gray hairs, which we get in much later in the tutorial. It's a 3-part tutorial. Each part has 4 chapters, and yeah, we just finished this week. So now what we're doing here is we're starting to map out a lot of these wrinkles on his cheekbone. And you've got to think about these wrinkles as being subservient to the overall form. What is the form? The form is the anatomy underneath the skin. And that anatomy, if we break it down even more, you've got to think about that as surface planes. So I just want to share this with you and just kind of give you a heads up as to what we're doing here on the website. We've really been busy over the last several months converting just about 90% of the videos that we have on our website to a tablet-friendly format, because everybody is watching my videos on tablets as they're in their own studio drawing or as they're commuting. So 7 months it took us to convert over 1,500 videos, and we're also going through the same process of doing that on our Paint site as well, which is almost done. So if it's just about August here or the end of July, if you're going back to college in September or going back to school in September and you want to get a head start on your skill level, if you've been hanging out at the beach all summer or just not drawing as much, consider joining drawingtutorialsonline.com. Start up with this tutorial, learn how to draw an older man with a beard and all these really cool wrinkles, and then go back to college or high school in the fall ready to kick butt and have your eye-hand coordination good to go. So here we are. Now we're starting to use this white eraser just to pull out some of the lights. It's a long, tedious process. We've shot over 6 hours of video for this tutorial. So you see how now we've got kind of a nice home base established, and now we can start to nitpick some of the details, but we have a long ways to go in this, and now we're going to start spiraling out and doing more cheekbone, more forehead, more beard. But yeah, this is a technique that I've used for many, many years, and I don't really use this one too much on the website, where I start in one area and I try to get it as best as I can before I move on. So I hope that you got something from this. The main crux of this YouTube clip was to use this spiraling out technique. And thanks so much for watching, you guys, and look for some new sketchbook videos in late September when I get some new students. See you soon.